Welcome back. Well, it's time to look at some small school games out inside the area this week, and I'm anxious. I'm going to go out to Munday on Friday night and see Windthorst Munday, and that really has turned into a real fun rivalry these past few years.
Yeah, who's cooking for you? Because you always seem to want to go to that game.
Yeah, I mean, it's really close, kind of like we talked about Burke IP. It's always a real close game. You know, there have been some playoff games. Those teams have, man, they both have some really good playmakers back. Monday's got Davian Dawkins, who's moved over to quarterback from running back, and then Garrett Cyrus and Brady Tackett, really good receivers for Windthorst.
Are Windthorst still going to throw the ball quite a bit, you think?
Yeah, that's the plan. Hoffman's going to come in at quarterback, replaces Chandler King, and those coaches are really high on him. I've heard that even last year when he was the backup, that they kind of felt like he'd be able to step in and run their spread offense. So I think this is going to have a lot of points. One of these things, a lot of explosive players, and the heat, it's going to be hot out there. A lot of times, like third, fourth quarter. I think it's like a 35-31 game last year. I could see that type of game again.
So, are there some other good games? Does Holiday Stanford interest you?
Holiday Stanford doesn't interest me. You talked to Coach Johnson before the year, going to the wing T.
Yeah, another team that's making a change offensively, and it's kind of a traditional change out there for Holiday. It's what they're used to seeing as opposed to the spread that they've run the last few years. He likes a couple of his running backs. He feels like he's got a couple of kids that can really break open a game on offense, and he feels like a quarterback kind of fits the mold of a wing T quarterback more than a spread quarterback.
I think this is a good game because Stanford lost a lot of their line guys, and they have a good quarterback and Legan West back. But I think Holiday's going to be able to run the ball on them. And then how does Holiday secondary, which is kind of a question mark, do against Stanford? Because Stanford has some playmakers on that side of the ball too. So I think last year it was like a 35-34 type game, and I think it's going to be a down to the wire game. Again this year, I'm interested to see Archer Petrolia now. Archer City lost their quarterback to Burke Burnett this week in kind of a crazy move. And so how does a team,
It'll be interesting how emotional they are coming out. They've taken some hits this week, off the field, and sometimes that makes them play better.
Yeah.
And all the reports you got about Petrolia is they looked a lot better than expected in some of their scrimmages. So.
Yeah, we heard Petrolia looked really good against Jacksboro, which that's a higher school against them. So yeah, I think that could be a pretty good game too. We'll see. Archer beat them pretty big last year, so we'll have to check it out. Well, I guess tune in next week with us when we go over the week 1 games and look at the week 2 matchups.